you have felt these energy shifts throughout the year, I want to tell you that it's not your fault. It's your biology that is naturally reacting to what's going on around it, especially the light and the dark cycles. Hi everyone, I'm Ruben Gomez, and in this video we're going to navigate through the difference between our energy levels as we progress through the year, all thanks to the light and dark cycle. Maybe you have noticed the difference in energy that you feel during the winter time. You might feel lethargic, tired, lazy, all of the above. Well, the reality is that there is a rhythm to it, and you might have an easier time noticing when you are down compared to when you're up. Yeah, that's right. We have more time. We tend to don't like feeling lazy and don't having too much energy. So it's a lot easier. Let's say it's in our faces. But the reality is that it is just part of the rhythm of energy that fluctuates with the light and dark cycle throughout the year. This is a quote from the Roman emperor and philosopher Marcus Aurelius. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. I want to start with this quote because the reality is that even though everything is changing around us, what we think of is what becomes true to ourselves. Realizing the fact that our energy levels go up and down throughout the year is the first step of becoming aware of how our circadian rhythm controls our biology, and hence it is the way to learn how to control and how to accept the fact that sometimes throughout the year, especially on the winter time, we might feel sluggish. And then at other times, like the summertime, we might feel way too high. See, life is a series of natural cycles, and when we learn how to live within them, we experience harmony. Now, I'm not referring to balance. Balance will refer to something linear in where the distribution of activities are equal. But harmony, on the other hand, refers to knowing how to go with the flow in a harmonious manner. Throughout the years, I have paid close attention to the way that I feel and my energy levels throughout the seasons, and specifically through the whole year. I have documented and I have created a graph for us to analyze. You see, this graph comes from my observation, but through many of conversations and research, I have reaffirmed that what I'm feeling is something natural within the human experience. In this graph, we can observe that the energy levels are on the vertical axis and the time of the year horizontally. You see, if I am to put a number on the way that I feel in January, and I will say it's not the whole month of January, but through a big part of it, I experience my lowest amount of energy throughout the whole year. And then compared to the summertime, usually after July is when I'm picking up. I feel so much energized compared to any other season of the year. And the reason being is the correlation of these energy levels with the circadian rhythm. The circadian rhythm is the part of our brain that segregates hormones and basically tell us how do we live throughout the 24-hour cycle. Now, what primarily regulates our circadian rhythm is the light and dark cycles, and distribute the activities throughout the year in the most efficient way. An example will be the amount of rest that my body craves during the winter time. It's a lot more consistent and it is a lot more than during the summertime. Usually I can get by with a half day's rest during the summertime, but compared to the winter time, sometimes I need 2 days a week just to rest, and that will be during the lowest time of the winter. That will be during the end of January. Now, if you start looking at early January, I might still don't feel those effects as drastically, but I notice that the energy tends to accumulate. You see, imagine this. Imagine that you have a bucket full of water that during the summertime, at times, you even over pour the cup and it even overflows. But as you get closer to the winter, you start drawing. Imagine that you start either drinking it or basically you start pouring it out a little bit every single day. That represents the 2 minutes that we lose of light every single day after we pass through the summer solstice and into the winter time. We lose 2 minutes on average of daylight every single day. That little pour that you take out of that cup represents the fact that over time that cup is going to start drawing empty. Knowing this, I am able to schedule my winter trips to the Caribbean during this time of the year. Why? Because I realize that as I'm drawing low, I need a refreshment. I need a little sip of sunlight, of relaxation, of connection with nature. I need to be able to go and swim, experience what it has been missing for so long. And those are typical activities that refresh me with energy. So again, by becoming aware of this energy trend and the relationship that it has with our circadian rhythm and the dark and light cycle, we're better equipped to schedule and project our year in the most efficient manner. If you have felt these energy shifts throughout the year, I want to tell you that it's not your fault. It's your biology that is naturally reacting to what's going on around it, especially the light and the dark cycles. Now, if you want to understand more about how our circadian rhythms control our energy levels, I invite you to join my free webinar. Also, I invite you to like and subscribe to this channel as we put more content related to seasonality, seasonal affective disorder, and many other subjects that are absolutely interesting to this